Hi, I'm NES Matt from NES Matt's Old School Video Game Repair. In this video, we will be installing the ArcadeWorks Blinking Light Win in a NES. I'm really excited about this product. I've waited quite some time to get my hands on one of them. Finally did it at the Midwest Gaming Classic. Thank you, Quan. Let's get started. Let's go over some of the stuff that we're going to need. A Phillips head screwdriver. This is a P2 or a PH2. You're going to want a longer one like this for getting at the cover screws from the bottom. I also have a smaller screwdriver here that I use for working on the inside. Has a magnetic tip which comes in handy. You're going to want to have 3 cups. One for the cover screws, one for the RF shield screws, and another for the cartridge tray screws. That way they're all nice and separated. This next part here is optional. I'm going to clean the edge connector on the board using Brassso. You're going to need a rag to apply and a rag to remove. And what we're going to remove the residue with is isopropyl alcohol, also known as rubbing alcohol. Another thing I want to mention to you is while you have your system opened up and everything taken apart, be a good time to have a damp rag and wipe down the inside of the system. You could also use canned air to blow out some of the dust and whatever else is in there. And last but not least, we're going to need our Blinking Light Win kit. This has the cartridge tray and the pin connector inside there. Also, one more thing before we get started, I want to go over some safety stuff. Make sure your system is turned off and unplugged before you work on it. Another thing I want to show you is after you unplug it and turn it off, you hit the power button and you'll see the red light flash. That's just discharging the system. That way there's nothing left inside there that could potentially short something out. Alright, let's get started. I've already gone ahead and removed the 6 screws for the cover. There's one here, 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 and here. Go ahead and take those out and put them in one of your cups. And the cover will lift off just like that. Set that off to the side. I also, for the sake of this video and your time, went ahead and took out the screws for the RF shield. I will show you where they are though. There's one here, 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 and sometimes you'll have an 8th one here. Okay, so get around the heatsink here. You just kind of lift it and slide it over and lift off. Set that off to the side as well. Alright, now we are down to the cartridge tray here. There are 6 screws. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go ahead and take those out. On these back silver ones here, they're the longer 2 screws. You won't be needing these for the Blinking Light Win tray, so just set those off to the side. These ones here, you won't be needing these anymore. And got these last 2 in the back. Okay, and 2 more that I forgot about actually. On the RF modulator, there's one down here, and there's one down here. Let's go ahead and take those out as well. That way we can lift up on the board. This is where that magnetic tip comes in handy. Okay, so now the board should be free. Lift up on it, grab the sides of the cartridge tray, let's slide it, wiggling it towards us. Okay, pops off just like that. Let's set that off to the side. We won't be needing that anymore. The blinking light win has its own special tray. Okay, now for removing the old 72 pin connector, I usually grab onto the heat sink and then put my finger on the edge of the board and slide it back and forth very carefully. There we go. Set that off to the side too. If it's wore out, I guess you can toss it out. This one should still be pretty good. I'm going to hang on to it. Okay, so this is that optional part that I was telling you about. We're going to clean the edge connector here using our Brassso. This one here. All right. Let's grab our rag for applying. Start with the bottom. It's just a very small dab, just like that. Very small amount. Okay, there we go. Just slide it down there. Just rub it very lightly. You don't have to scrub very hard or anything like that. Okay, so it's taking it off there. Let's do it one more time on the bottom. Okay, let's wipe a little of the residue off there as well. Right, now let's do the top. Same thing. Also want to mention, watch out for the solder side here. It can be sharp. There's lots of little points and stuff here, so be very mindful and careful of that. Okay, one more time. Okay, now let's grab the cleaning rag here, and this is where we'll use our isopropyl alcohol. Okay, just a dab like that. Let's clean off all the residue here. Make sure we get all of it off of here. Don't think it would do too much if we left it behind, but just to be on the safe side. Okay, let's grab our blinking light win kit and let's pull out the pin connector here. Okay, here it has arrows pointing up, this end up. Flip on our board, just very carefully slide it into place. There we go. Next we'll pull out the tray here, and I just want to point out to you that it's slotted here and here. That goes around the board for the pin connector. Okay, that fits pretty good. And let's start putting some screws back in it. Also, again, we don't need the two longer ones. I'll point it out here. There's usually the two long silver ones go here. We don't need those anymore. There's just 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, 4 screws. Let's go ahead and put those back in. Okay, 2 back ones. Some of you might notice I have some wires running along the back here. That is a mod that I did for the sound. Got a couple jacks in the back there. Your system probably won't have that. Okay, so now we have the tray fastened in there. Let's go ahead and grab our 2 screws that go on for the RF modular there. if you notice that it's tough to turn the screws, back it out and start over again because you're cross-threading the screw. Okay, so now we have those two are in. Let's grab the RF shield. And it has to get tucked sometimes under the heatsink. And there's a few little tabs that it goes in. Make sure it sits nice and flat. And let's start screwing this guy back in. For the sake of your time and mine, I'm going to now pause the video and get these screws put back in. Again, there's one here, 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 and then sometimes an eighth one there. Alright, I'm going to skip ahead. Okay, I'm going to install this last one here, and then we will put the cover back on. Okay, grab our cover here. Should sit nice and flat, just like that. Okay, and then we're going to reinstall the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws on the bottom here. And again, for the sake of your time and mine, I'm going to go ahead and fast forward. Okay, now that we got our screws in there, let's turn it over. I'm going to take this time to go ahead and hook everything up, and then we'll test it out and see how we did. Alright, now that we have it all hooked up, let's see how we did. There we go. Also, another thing I wanted to mention is there's a sticker that they give you with the kit. I've seen some people put it on the top of the lid or even just put it on the bottom sill here on the opening. Recommend doing that. You don't know how many people are going to want to try and push it down. I know I've already tried a few times to push it down and stuff like that. So, alright, well, I hope it goes just as well for you as it went for me installing this. We'll see you next time.